So welcome to a new HS2 video on the London Euston area. So we're starting up on Mon Road Bridge and hoping we're not going to get as many incidents with the security as we did last time, which interrupted filming. But even at this point where the drone's just gone into the air, security have already arrived, and as you'll see, the video does get stopped quite abruptly while I deal with security. I don't quite understand how that area in the foreground is going to work. I believe that's where the trains will exit the tunnel under the Mon Road Bridge, but it doesn't quite make sense yet. I can't tell on the plan, so if anyone can explain that in the comments, please let me know. Looking where the trains will run under a concrete slab, there's elements in the planning that suggest this will all be built upon once it's finished, but there's no concrete plans on how this will be. It's quite amazing looking back at Google Maps and seeing how this area of Euston was before it was all demolished for the HS2 project. There was so many big goods yards along here, all very old and looking derelict. I have no recollection of this area of London before it was demolished. I don't believe I ever came this side. The closest I came was working in Royal Mail on the other side of Euston, so I don't seem to have any recollection of how this area looked. But this area here, looking down, how the train will run through there, is the train going to run underneath that? I'm not sure. If anyone can explain it, let me know. And the area we just looked at where that concrete slab was going to be is where the Euston ventilation shaft and head house will be. But this bit I just don't understand, so if anyone can explain it, please do in the comment below. And we're going to end above this bridge. This is where I start talking to security and completely forget I've not filmed just above this area, looking at Park Crescent area. I don't think there's much to see, but at this point I'm being harassed by the security. Security dealt with, we move along and have a look towards Hamstead Road. You can see at the top of the screen there, Hamstead Road running across. And you can also see that JCB taking out that supporting wall, which is needing to be demolished. But this site seems very clear compared to what we've seen in the past. And the area, I think there used to be flats here at the bottom of the screen. That's all now being filled in. Not a great deal of work going on. You can see most of the workers actually sitting down. A couple in the huts there on the security. But yeah, this all looks pretty much finished. Just this area at the bottom of the screen there that now needs completing. But looking over Hamstead Road, you can see where they're starting to add the widening work, so all the boardings are being moved, and I believe that road's about to be moved across to allow for the bridge to be widened. But yeah, this area seems pretty much clear now, and it'd be interesting to see what happens here in the future. You see where the compound used to be on the other side of Hamstead Road. New railings in the background. That I guess that's going to be where the compound will be moved to. But this area very clear now. You can see it's all been backfilled and concreted over. Lots of utility pipes there. There's those green pipes we'll see in a minute that are running over the Granby Road Bridge, where the utilities are being diverted. Lots of roadworks in place as well while utilities are diverted off Hamstead Road before this bridge is widened. Yeah, you can see there the roadworks in the middle to divert the utilities, and there's the Granby Road Bridge with utilities now running across it. But there's that area of demolition I said about. I believe they're demolishing the supporting wall. That's going to take place until, I think it's still until the autumn. There's a small section of wall that has to be removed. And this is the new Granby Road Bridge. All complete now, but won't reopen until the end of the HS2 works. There's that bit of bridge being demolished. Much quieter site than it's been lately. I assume we're getting to a point in these works where we're now awaiting the approval. As we look down towards Euston, and you can see the city, the London Eye. There's the Granby Road Bridge. So this is the area where the utility is going to be ran across that to get them away from Hamstead Road. I believe they're all going to go into that metal box. You can see as we come back, there's that area being demolished from the other side. Looking down towards Euston now, see if we can see where this road's going to be diverted across. Security at this point actually been really friendly and chatty. You can see me there stood next to the yellow sign, next to the bus stop on the left. Security actually been really quite nice. And there's a new bit of road by the look of it, just above the white shipping container with the green sign. So I think the road's going to step across to the left as we look down towards Euston. Now at the top of the screen, oh no, we're going to look down at the new bit of road there. See the diversion of the traffic. All the utility works on the right hand side where roads are closed to allow for utilities to be diverted. Heading towards Euston now, again more utility works on the right. See the road's completely opened up. Top left of your screen you can see the old Northern Line building, which is a tube ventilation shaft. That's going to be demolished and reclaimed for museums. Enter it on the right hand side, you've got the new Euston Park, which actually has a couple of people relaxing in it. There we are, Euston Park. That was built by HS2. Looks like an area of recreation, so we can fly a drone from there. Might head and use that in the future. This is the Euston site now. That's their training school on the right for HS2 staff. And at the top you have the new Sugar Cube building. And just before that you have the old style tube building, which is to be demolished. The creamy looking building has replaced that. That's a new tube ventilation shaft, which is built by HS2. And then looking around this site, which will form part of the station, you see it's all packed with equipment ready for the next stage of the build. And as we pan back, you can see the utility works going on there. And across the road's now closed, where you can see all the utilities running under it. And this Hamstead Road will be diverted to allow for the bridge to be widened in the future. Looking back towards where we've just been, you can see the big site there. Massive area, and like I said, looking back on Street View you can really see the changes and what's been demolished around here. And now looking over the back of Euston itself, looking up towards where we just were, there's that tube ventilation building. Now at the bottom of our screen, looking at the back of it, the new ventilation shaft is to the left. Didn't move the drone quite far enough around to see it, but there's the new building there, that's a new ventilation shaft. Which actually I think is sitting on the hole that I saw last summer. There was a big hole in the ground, wasn't sure what that is, and I'm pretty sure that building's now sitting on top of it. The building site, again, not a great deal of evidence of any works here. See the new walkways into Euston. I've not been in Euston for years, but there seems to be a fair few people enjoying. This was Wednesday, I believe, when I filmed this. Was this area where the accountant's building was? Is that what was here? Something's clearly been demolished in this area. Can't think what it was. Grand Thornton was here, wasn't it? Is that where the Grand Thornton building was? But yeah, lots of people relaxing in Euston. Looks like a nicer area outside than it was when I used to pass through here. But coming to the end of the video now, we've got a swarm of birds taking interest in the drone, so decided to call it a day. Anyone new to the channel, please do subscribe, and we'll be back in Euston following this and other HS2 projects in the next few months. Thanks for watching.